Hey book nerds, welcome to my channel. So today I'm doing the end of the year book tag. I'm slightly confused. I thought I was tagged by someone to do this, but the person I thought it was hasn't done this video, or if they have, they deleted it. So I'm sorry if you did tag me in this and I've forgotten who tagged me. But if I was tagged, it was several months ago in my defense, which is why, or several weeks ago at least. So yeah, I'm just very confused. But either way, I'm going to do this tag. I like this tag. I did it last year. It's a fun tag. So let's get on with the questions. The first question is, are there any books you've started this year that you need to finish before the end of the year? Embarrassingly, there is one, and it is one that actually came up in my end of the year book tag video last year. And I still not read the goddamn thing, and that is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This is a thriller mystery with a strong sci-fi twist to it. So it's about a person who essentially wakes up in a different body each day, and they have to solve the murder of this person, who I presume is Evelyn Hardcastle, and didn't get that far. This book, I think I will genuinely love it once I start reading it, which is why I'm so determined to force myself to get into it, because I have the audiobook and that was just way too complicated, and I have the physical book and I just stopped reading it, and I need to finish it because I do really want to, and I think I will love it. But yeah, ideally I finish it before the end of this year. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year with? So this is November now when I'm filming. It's just started and I've read nothing but horror books in October pretty much. So I guess that was sort of my transitional period. I read horror books all year, to be fair, and thrillers. Fantasy tends to be the thing that I don't read for most of the year, and I read quite heavily in the fall, winter months. So I don't have a specific book for this, but those are kind of genres that I will be reading. The next question is there a new release that you are still waiting for? There are several. So I just did my most anticipated releases of the year. I do them every 3 months for like the coming 3 months. So I'll link that video down below if you want to know all the books that haven't come out yet that I am excited for. I've got 2 I'm going to mention here. The one I've talked about way too much on this channel already, so I'm not going to actually go into detail, but The Toll by Neil Shusterman. Cannot wait, really want it to come out already. The other one is The Dead Girls Club by Damien Angelica Waters. This I cannot wait for. I've heard such good things. I really wish I'd got an arc for it. It's a horror book. Again, I won't go into detail because I literally just talked about it in a video. Watch the anticipated releases video if you want to know more. But these 2 books, I think they both have the potential to genuinely be 5 stars, which is rare for me. So I cannot wait for them to come out. Next question are, what are 3 books you would like to read before the end of the year? So I have several goals I have yet to complete. So there's a lot of books I could pick for this, but I've decided to go with books that I particularly really want to read soon, which is slightly different than my goal ones. And the first one is The Ten of the Key by Ruth Ware. Really excited for this thriller, heard nothing but good things. I think it could be a 5-star thriller for me, which again, super rare. And I really want to read it, and it doesn't fulfill any of my reading goals, but I really want to, so I will do soon. The next one is one that has been on my TBR for a very long time, and that is In a Cottage in a Wood by Cass Green. Again, I've heard nothing but good things about this from my friends who read thrillers. I've been meaning to read it all year and I haven't got around to it yet, but I think it particularly will fit into the November, December, dreary, cold, wintry vibe going on. So ideally, I'm going to read this before the year is out. And finally, we have The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. This is the sequel to Truly Devious, which I read a couple of months ago now. Really love Truly Devious. I mainly want to read this before the end of the year because I don't want to forget what happens in Truly Devious, and I'm slightly concerned that I will. So if I read this before the end of the year, it's still recent enough that I won't have to reread Truly Devious before I read this one. And I think the third one is coming out some point soon, but I'm not entirely sure when. But yeah, those are the 3 that I really want to read before the end of the year. So the next question is there a book that you think could still shock you and become your favourite read of the year? This is interesting for me. So I've already mentioned I don't give 5 stars lightly. I think there's several books I've just talked about that could potentially be 5-star reads. So The Toll, Turn of the Key, The Vanishing Stair, potentially. The first book was like 4.5. So if it improves on that, it's got to be a 5-star. Yeah, I think even though I don't give 5 stars lightly, I always read with the goal of giving a 5-star read or finding a new favourite book. So yeah, apart from those ones, I don't think there's anything particular that stands out, but I like to think I could find a new favourite book of the year. I'm not even sure what my favourite books of the year are so far, I keep track, but I don't know what order they're in yet. And the final question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2020? And I say to you, do you think I'm an overachiever? By which I mean, yes, I have definitely started making reading plans for 2020 already. So I recently sorted out all my Goodreads TBR and I narrowed it down a little bit. It's still out of control, but essentially what I'm going to do, I think next year I'm going to keep the 20 books that were released in the previous year. So I'm going to do a video that's 2019 releases that I want to read in 2020, which is too many 20s. I might try to do the author one. So this year I picked 10 authors that I hadn't read before and I really wanted to read, and I did like a list of them. I might try and do something similar, but I'm not sure there's enough authors left for me to do that. But my main thing is going to be, I'm going to pick 5 books from each genre that I kind of read that are my priority reading lists for the year, and I will hopefully get through those and clear a decent chunk off my TBR. And I also want to read non-fiction. I'm going to find a way to do that. So nothing concrete yet. And I haven't started doing bullet journal spreads or anything because I don't know yet what else I'm going to read before the year ends, but I've got some ideas for reading plans. So yeah, so this is this tag. I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you want to do it, by all means go ahead and do it. I'd love to know as well if you're not actually going to do the full tag, but you have some answers for some of these questions down below. That'd be really cool. Particularly if you've got any 2020 reading goals, I'd love to know about those. That would be really cool. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out massively, and I hope to see you next time.